Chapter 16 Adventure and Exploration. Pave the way. Marshall is going to space. Before going, he is learning certain terms. Galaxy. A large group of stars held together by gravity. Milky Way. The galaxy we live in. Shooting star. A meteor. Black hole. A place found in space with a gravitational field so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape it. Cosmos, the universe as a whole. Nebula, a giant cloud dust and gas in the space. Let's begin. Human beings are always fascinated by the things that they see in the sky and the outer space. All the objects that we see in the sky are called heavenly bodies. The heavenly bodies include the stars, planets, satellites, asteroids, comets, meteors, etc. Let's go into space and learn something new. Asteroid. These are small bodies of iron and rock that are floating in space. They orbit the sun and are smaller than planets. Meteor. When a meteoroid, a small object in space, enters Earth's atmosphere, it is called a meteor. Meteoroid. Bits of iron and rock that are left over from the meteor after impacting with the Earth's surface is called meteorite. Comets. These are balls of ice and gas that orbit around stars. When they get close to the sun, they melt and form a tail. Planets. These are round objects that move around the sun. There are 8 planets in our solar system. That is, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Satellite. It is an object in space that orbits or circles around a bigger object. There are 2 kinds of satellites: natural, such as the moon orbiting the Earth, or artificial, such as the International Space Station orbiting the Earth. Humans in space. Yuri Gagarin was the first man to go into space on 12 April 1961. Then, in 1963, Valentina Tereshkova became the first woman to go into space, and the first person to land on the moon was Neil Armstrong. He landed on the moon on 21st July 1969. Sunita Williams, a native of Needham, has traveled far beyond Massachusetts as part of her work as an astronaut at the International Space Station. She served as the commander of the space station in 2012 and has spent a total 322 days in space. She also has spent more than 50 hours on spacewalks alone. You must know, anytime an astronaut gets out of a vehicle while in space, it is called a spacewalk. A spacewalk is also called an EVA. EVA stands for extravehicular activity. The first person to go on a spacewalk was Alexei Leonov. Indians in space. Rakesh Sharma was the first Indian to go into space in 1984. Then Kalpana Chawla became the first Indian woman to go into space. She went on first space flight as part of NASA space program on 19th November 1997. In January 2003, she went for a second space flight. However, on her way back, her space shuttle named Columbia met with an accident. Kalpana and all her co-astronauts were died. Mountaineering. Like going to space, mountaineering is also a fun and adventure for people. Those people who climb mountains for adventure are called mountaineers. Every year, many climbers climb the most difficult mountains all around the world. The 8,848 meters high Mount Everest in the Himalayan mountains is the highest peak in the world. Many mountaineers dreamt of scaling its peak, but it was Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay who reached first to the top of peak on 29th May 1953. Later in 1984, Bachendri Pal was the first Indian woman to climb on the Mount Everest. Mountain expeditions. Team spirit. The spirit of mountaineering trains a person to be physically and mentally strong and helps to develop discipline, humility, courage, and self-confidence. Mountaineering requires courage, strength, stamina, experience, and technical ability. Challenges. Though the mountaineers experience adventure, but they also have to face various challenges to scale the peaks of mountains. Some of them are listed below. Mountains are generally of two types, rocky and snow-clad. Mountaineers may come across dangers like loose rocks or ice blocks falling on them while climbing the mountains. The risk of slipping down is more on slippery surfaces of rocks and smooth snow. The fast-changing weather conditions are also one of the challenges that mountaineers have to face. Snowfall, rain, or lightning may occur suddenly, giving very little time to mountaineers to reach a safer place. Moreover, the biggest risk factors for mountaineers are landslides and avalanches that occur frequently on mountains. Oxygen level reduces at higher altitudes, which causes breathlessness and tiredness. The mountaineers generally carry oxygen cylinders with them to climb up the mountains. Training. In order to overcome the challenges faced while climbing, the mountaineers are physically and mentally trained. In our country, the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute in Darjeeling and the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering in Uttarkashi provides training to aspiring mountaineers. Climbing equipments. A mountaineer requires ice axe, helmet, nylon ropes, aluminium ladder, crampons, and oxygen cylinders to carry while climbing on mountains. Other than these, a mountaineer needs to carry lightweight thermal clothing, waterproof jacket, torch, first aid kit, emergency food, etc. Must try. Go to an educational trip sponsored by your school and narrate your experience in not more than 100 words.